Hey, it's Ron Quaroni here, your Saskatchewan mortgage professional. And today we have Thomas Millar joining us on the show. Thomas is with the Métis Nation of Saskatchewan, and he helps oversee the FirstTime Homebuyer program. Hope you enjoy.
You're listening to the Saskatchewan Real Estate Podcast, where we chat with real estate experts from across the province to learn what's happening in the real estate market. Here's your host, Ron Quaroni.
Welcome to the program, Thomas Millar. Very happy to have you on today.
Yeah, it's awesome to be here. Thanks for having me.
Thomas, give us a brief introduction of yourself and your role at the Métis Nation of Saskatchewan.
Sure. Well, as you said, my name is Thomas Millar, and I administer the FirstTime Homebuyers program through Métis Nation Saskatchewan.
Fantastic. So, Thomas, let's just get right into it. Take us through this program and kind of some of the ins and outs of it.
Yeah, so it's set up as a down payment program set aside for registered Métis citizens in Saskatchewan, and we provide $15,000 as a down payment and $2,500 for legal fees. Is basically the big firework of the program, I guess.
That's the Coles notes of it.
Yeah, exactly.
So with that $15,000, Thomas, is it? I'm kind of referencing it from the Canadian government's first-time homebuyer incentive.
Mm-hmm.
You must provide the first 5% down, and then the Canadian government will throw in an extra 5%. Now, with the Métis Nation first-time homebuyer program, does a buyer have to come up with that initial down payment as well?
No. A Métis Nation or a Métis citizen will not have to cover any of their down payment if the numbers allow for it.
So
the one thing that they do have to cover is their deposit up front, but that can be reimbursed later on as well if the numbers allow for it. So
a really fantastic opportunity for people to get into home ownership, to kind of move into the housing market here.
Yeah, it is really amazing. One of the biggest hurdles, I've seen through real estate, and I've been in the industry a little while now, is saving up that down payment. And it's, as the market continues to climb and just becomes more and more difficult for people to save up that 5%. I mean, with the average price now in the province, hovering around the 300 mark, it's, $15,000. It's a lot of money to save. So.
Before we move on from this topic, Thomas, let's say someone does have additional down payment saved up as well. They can use this $15,000 on top of that?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, if people have the means to add onto that down payment, totally acceptable. If they can get up to covering the 20%, that's great for them. There's no penalty for people that have saved money. So
fantastic. So someone who is a registered Métis Nation citizen, they essentially what's their timeline of the process here, Thomas? Do they touch in with their bank or a mortgage broker? Do they talk to you? What's the steps that they can take to get this process going?
Yeah, ideally, people come with a full application and all the documents. So that would include a mortgage pre-approval, which is one of the requirements of the program. Unless somebody does have an offer in place, then we just look for the financing approval. But ideally, they come to me before there's an offer in place, get the application in place, get that approved. Timeline with that is super quick. If somebody submits a full completed application with complete documents, typically I'll be back to them within the same day, maybe the following day. And if they're approved within those 2 days, like they're good to go.
Amazing.
Yeah, they can go straight to the mortgage broker, provide the approval letter, and it goes towards their financing. Like they're okay to write an offer, within 24 hours, to be honest.
Can we go through the timeline a little bit, Thomas? So if someone gets the mortgage pre-approval done, then they get the application into you. How long is that active for them?
So it'll be active technically for about 4 months, 120 days. And that's just to keep the program moving. We are flexible if people can't find a house in that timeline, with it being, it's not quite as bad now, but through the summer, especially with the market being so competitive, we are flexible with those timelines. If people just can't find a place, or if circumstances in life change and it just isn't the right time to purchase, we'll put the application on hold. So if someone's approved and they don't buy in that window, there's no penalization for that. It's just we'll revisit it when the right time comes up. So
a matter of communicating that with you and then kind of moving
Yeah.
forward in the process.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we're not in the business to be really stringent on that stuff. We want to help people. We don't want to force people into a situation where it's high pressure, I guess.
Take us through the personal aspect of this, Thomas. I'd imagine it's probably quite emotional for some people when they're able to achieve home ownership, and the importance of taking that milestone, and just how important home ownership is for folks.
Yeah, it's really unbelievable. Being on this side of things, I was a realtor for 10 years, and there is fulfillment with that. From I went from being a realtor into the homeless sector actually, and now I've kind of settled in between those two spots. But it is incredibly fulfilling just to see people who, may have been 5 years away from purchasing a house, or may not have ever had the means to purchase a house, to have that opportunity just to get that money, to get them over that hurdle of that down payment. Yeah, there's there's been some really great phone calls for sure. A lot of most phone calls are good, to be honest, in this program. It's people are very very appreciative.
You're
So
kind of working in the good news business on this standpoint.
yeah, very much so, very much so. It's a good business to be in, I'll tell you.
Amazing. Tom, anything else to add on this program, or anything that I've missed that would be important for someone who's maybe hoping to get a little more information, or someone who's ready to kind of get into this process that they should know about?
Yeah, I mean there's it's not a real tough process to go through. We just need a complete application, a copy of your Métis citizenship, notice of assessment, and your mortgage pre-approval that we talked about in the past, or just briefly there. If you have those four things, a couple pieces of ID, a couple other little things scattered in, but it's a pretty easy process. You can find all that on the Métis Nation website. If you just Google Métis Nation Saskatchewan and find housing, all the information will be there to access the program. Um, but it is a really great program. I can't say enough about it. It's sometimes I go out for supper with friends and family, and it's all I talk about. It's just such a great program. So I'm very
Fantastic.
very proud to administer. Very proud to be a part of it for sure.
That website, Thomas, that's kind of their main go-to. Is there any other places that they would seek information, or if they have a question about it?
They could contact me directly through email tmiller@mns.work. That's Métis Nation Saskatchewan.work, WORK. Then contact me directly. Typically get back to people pretty quickly, and my phone number will be listed on the website there too. So people can give me a call, 230-3394, and I'll answer any questions they might have regarding the program. Anyways.
That's fantastic. I really
Yeah.
appreciate your time and expertise on this, Thomas. Before I let you go, though, I like to ask everyone who comes on the podcast this question. If you could go back to a younger version of yourself, well, what advice would you give to yourself?
Oh, geez. Something I kind of thought about lately is probably just investing more, and I don't even mean financially, just everything, time, into family and friends, into myself. Just don't let that time slip away, I guess, because the older I get, the more I realize you don't get it back. So just being more intentional, I would say, more intentional in just investing that time into to better things, I guess. Sitting on the
Wonderful.
couch is fun, but doesn't get you very far, right? So
Totally. Thomas,
yeah,
thank you so much for your time and expertise on this, and hopefully this helps get the word out to anyone who is a part of the Métis Nation, and can help them get into the wonderful thing that is home ownership.
yeah, for sure, for sure. We're looking forward to growing the program and helping out as many people as we possibly can. So
Amazing. Thanks for your time, Thomas. I really, really appreciate it.
yeah, have a good one.
Thanks again to Thomas for joining us on the program today. Don't forget, you can listen to this episode on Spotify as well. You can find us there at Saskatchewan Real Estate Podcast. Show your support for the podcast by hitting the like and subscribe button. I'm Ron Quaroni, your Saskatchewan mortgage professional. Bye for now.
This has been the Saskatchewan Real Estate Podcast. If you like this episode, find more information and episodes on our Facebook and YouTube pages. If you'd like to be a guest or have a conversation you'd like to learn more about, Let us know by messaging the show on Facebook. Thanks for listening.